Hello everyone, I'm Silverraptor and welcome back to another Wargame Red Dragon deck creation video where this next suggestion is a amphibious deck. But it's just general amphibious deck. He just wants a deck that's very mobile on river related maps, cross the rivers with vehicles, can use helicopters to flank. Basically just wants to see what I would put together. And this actually brings me back to a deck that I made and refined and did pretty well with it that not many people actually put together. And I don't think I actually made it. No, I do not. So we are going to create the Red Dragon Marines. Yep, you heard me right. We are going to be playing with a national coalition of the Red Dragons. And we are going to be putting them as Marines. There we go. Now we get to work on making this again. The first thing we want is we are going to get the BY50 because it is a 50-kilometer amphibious. In maps where the sectors, they have ships capture, this can actually capture those sectors because it can float in water. You just drive it out to there or have it pedal out there with its little propeller there. And then just sit and it will capture the sector for you. A good investment. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to compare the CV infantry between China and North Korea. And the North Koreans have higher rate of fire, which is kind of what you want with the CV. You don't want longer range because it could reveal itself. So the sheer fact that also it has a higher rate of fire and more accurate gun. Basically, when a CV infantry squad is discovered and it's shooting, you basically just want it to get as many shots off as possible because it's going to die very quickly because the enemy's attention is going to be focused on it. Now, so we are going to get that. We are going to get them in the MI8 so that we can actually fly this in behind enemy lines and capture sectors, which is what I used to do a lot when I had this deck. So this is going to be fun. We're going to have China give the supplies because I don't think North Korea has the supply capability to do so. To really constitute having a FOB. Cargoes. The cargo trucks are basically which do we like the look of better. Let's see. Because they're exactly the same. I think we'll get these Zil cargo trucks. It just seems funny in a modern combat. Alright. We are not going to get helicopters. I think that's alright. We do need to be mindful of our points because this is not a nation. This is a coalition. So they do have less activation points. So we need to discover what we want to bring in. And we are going to get, we're going to look at the difference between the Yucadé and the Yucadé 90s. I apologize if I mispronounced those. These are pretty shock trained. These are the Marine variant. And they are exactly the same in all terms of gun. But actually, no, the Yucadé 90s have a better stabilizer, so they're a better assault. They actually have faster rounds per minute than the regular Yucadés, and with a really nice gun. What's the difference? We get the exact same amount. So Yucadé 90s, I think I'll get a couple cards. That's 28. Would I need that many when I'm doing my airborne assaults? I'm not sure. Liege ones are good, but if we're going to get the Liege ones, we might as well get the Liege 90s. We're going to get one card of these in Z9A, and I think that's going to be doing for our aircraft division. Now we need to focus on the land, where we get to cross by sea, and the WZ551 is definitely amphibious. We're going to get those in an elite. Liege 190s are actually better than Spetsnaz if you put them side by side. I've looked. I think I've looked since they've changed everything, but the last time I checked, Liege 190s are slightly better than Spetsnaz. fun fact of Wargame for the day. And then we've got Lu Luandi. Let's see. When should we bring them in at? We can get them in autocannons with the ZSD90s. These are good, but this would make them pretty expensive. So I'm going to just get 10 elite for that, so that they can be partnered side by side with the WZ551 with the Lijuan 90s. And then we are going to get, we can get them cheaper in ZSD 63Cs. We've gone through quite a bit of stuff. Yukwande, not really. We could get Tank and Shashaos. They're not bad for fire support, but we do need AA. So the QW1s. Ooh, this is difficult. Oh, this is difficult. Okay, change of strategy. We need to look at AA. Oh, I just noticed we don't have any Poshongsus. That's a little bit of a damper on things. Anti-aircraft. Okay. Terrible. Still terrible. Better. Best. Terrible. Okay. Yes, we're going to put the... how many can we get in each? Okay, that settles it. We are going to get QW1 for our helicopter, and now, yeah, Marines can actually get a little bit more infantry, and we don't have too much infantry. Kind of stuck here. Maybe sacrifice a Lijuan 90 and get some Iglas to cross with us. The SD 90, 70 kilometers an hour. This would probably do. We can bring in lots of AA there. Yukyonde 90s, they can substitute for our front line. And yeah, so I think this will do. If that's the case, then maybe... I'm just thinking here. 90 or 63 Cs. We could get regular. This would be cheaper. Yeah, okay. We need to get more infantry, so we're going to get regular Zuwandi. I just want to double check, make sure the stats for everything else is identical. It is. The main gun and the light machine gun are good. The only thing that's really driving up the price is that incredible bazooka. 20 rounds per minute, but we can survive with that with regular Zuwandi in cheap trucks. So we will put these elite guys. We're just going to bring these guys 14 because we need more infantry, and put the Iglas at the end. And that should do. This will be our land force. This will be our air force for flanking and rocket pods and autocannons. Okay, I think we've got our infantry tab. That's going to be good. Support tab. Support. HQ7s. We definitely need to get some HQ7s. This is basically the best AA they have. I'm going to get these hardened because I definitely want them to keep shooting stuff down. The HQ61. Do we not have the North Korean? No, we do not. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. The HQ61 is all right for its price, but the problem is it only has 2 missiles. But it's very good stats, so we are going to need to get 7 of them because we just need a lot more missiles in order to shoot down enemy airplanes. got cluster, we've got HE power, we've got, oh, napalm. The problem with the napalm is that they have a really wide dispersion. Oftentimes when I use this, they just leave patches around everywhere. We just need support mainly. PLV has a huge dispersion. Okay, 5 HE power is just fine by me. Oh, really? Shilkas with no radar? Huh. Well, we're going to get even more AA. Okay, so planes beware. You go up against this deck, you are going to be getting quite a bit of AA headed your way. Alright, so Shilka's there. Tank department. Now, they don't have much on tanks. I mean, the ZTZ is okay, but the main thing we want to get are the ZTS-63s because they are an amphibious tank. 35 kilometers, and they've got an ATGM. They've got a pretty decent gun, all for 45 points. These are incredible, incredible value tanks. Can't emphasize enough that we need to get those. Everything else is kind of meh. I'll get one card of Z that hardened, just so that we can shoot across the river and have a little bit of a stopping power, but that's basically the best we're going to get with these tanks. Recon, we are definitely getting the M1992 because it's very good optics. It's got a Conqueror's missile, which ironically is the best missile that North Korea kind of has access to on the land, and they've got frag grenades as well, so we'll get that. And we can get 2-man Yukion days. Or is that how you pronounce it? Jeong Chalade? Jeong Chalade? Apologies, I don't speak these languages. I know I'm butchering them pretty bad. We're going to get them in MI4 so that we can bring them in with our helicopter push and be able to slip them in so that in the confusion these guys can actually infiltrate and reveal enemy targets. For Lee Ren, I think we'll get Lee Ren and ZZ55. Lee Rens are actually pretty good in fights, so this will be our frontline recon infantry. We need to get the ZTQ because that is a very good optics tank, 50% accuracy, 17 AP power. This will help give us a little bit more stopping power. And we will get the MI1 because for 5 points less, there's really very little that it actually has less of than the MI2. And being 5 points less, we just want it to be able to spot for us. And with very good optics, it can do that. So we will, how do I want to organize? Like so. Wheeled, in a wheeled vehicle, infantry, tank, helicopter, infantry in a helicopter. Perfect. Vehicle. Definitely want to get the WZ550 because that's 70% accuracy, 26 AP power, and unlike any other ATGM on land, it's got 2,975 meter range. And on top of that, it's amphibious. So this is the king of ATGM vehicles, which is why I'm getting it. And we don't actually have access to another tank that I wanted. That's going to be problematic. We kind of might need to bring in TO-55. Malyuka is not good. We'll come back to this. Helicopters. Okay, well, lots of rocket pods. That's basically the extent that we're going to do. We are going to now have to start filling up activation points actively. Oh, they even get more aircraft. Okay, so double the B5s, definitely. Huge explosion. Fabeo. Yep, we are wanting that seed. Ah, the Q5D. Now, back when laser-guided bombs hit exactly where you wanted, this used to be a pretty darn good plane. We might come back to that. Oh, that's actually the bottom of the list. Oh, poo. SU-27SK2 at Elite. Though, pretty good value for this, for bringing this in. That's typical cluster, J7H. Not, so we have more plane cost, plane activation availability, but not a lot of planes. I was thought we'd be able to bring in like the 1,000 kilogram bomb bomber, so we're like precision bombing. Q5A could give us some rocket pod support. That actually would be pretty useful in an amphibious landing. I don't think. Do we have? No, we do not. Okay, we don't have very many ATGM capabilities, so we are going to need to use the JH-7s, with their 2 TV-guided missiles, to try to take out enemy tanks. TV guidance missiles. If I recall, someone told me that the TV guidance missile has the plane kind of dive towards the target a bit more. Kind of makes them a little bit more vulnerable, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really paid much attention. I'm sure that's only if you click on the tank and have the plane go straight to it. If you just kind of have to have a plane fly in a general line, it will fire its missiles anyway. So for this last cost, I will get the Q5D for our precision bomber. And I will get some Q51s or Q5Is for rocket planes, because I like rocket planes, and I think there should be more of them. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's organize this. Fabeo's there. SU-27SK there. We've got our ATGM there. So our bomber's now in its proper place. I think we want the rocket pod there. Yeah, rocket pod there. We'll put the Fabeo at the end and the SU-27K at the end with those aircraft. Do we want to have 4 trained? I think 2 elite would do just fine. We do have a lot of decent AA here, and we've got a lot here. So yeah, this should be alright. Now for the Navy tab, things are going to take a little bit of a catch. So, we want to get Jangu 3s, but we want them to be lethal. No more just spamming out ships. So I think I'm going to get 2 hardened Jangu 3s. And there's another ship that I have in mind, because we have a lot of Navy tab that we want to fill up. And we need, where is it? There it is, Nanushkas. Nanushkas are actually pretty good. So I think I am going to get, yeah, 4 of them hardened. And what's interesting about the Nanushka is that it's got 6 of its missiles that it can point out to sea, but its main gun is on its stern, which is the rear of a ship. And so it can shoot at the ground and at ships at sea at the same time. And it's got a pretty deadly AA missile. You can actually intercept quite a number of things. And it just goes well with the Jangu 3s. And then we are going to get the... where is it? Muna? Where's the Muna? There's the Muna. So this will be our sea force to allow us to our prolonged stay at sea. Now we need to go start focusing on a landing force. First thing we want is recon. We're going to look at the special forces of recon that come in. We can actually bring these guys in on those ships. I think I did do the T-55 in my previous deck, just so I had a little bit of armor. On basically tank support. That's not good enough for that. Alright, so we will get 1 card of those. Let's check if there's any other recon that we might want. No. Infantry. No. Okay. Ooh, tank destroyer. Does it have? Does not have what I wanted. So get rid of that. So we're just basically going to be cycling through to see what we want to bring in when we do our amphibious landing. Light gong byongs. Nope. Oh, we could bring in militia. But 25 points for militia. Even if they're on landing craft. 15-man squads. Never underestimate the power of a 15-man squad push. Which one of these are actually better? I think the UBI are actually better. I'll come back to that. Fire support, they're basically just tanky shashaos. Engineer, commando. No, that's not good. We could bring in more anti-air. Ooh. Actually, yeah. Put these on islands and such. It's an emergency and their own amphibious vehicles. Let's get a card of those. We could get anti-ship helicopters. Flamethrower. Did we get one of those here? No, we did not. Wait. Hang on. Looking at that. Where did I see it? Recon vehicle. Wait, okay. Both of these should be, there it is. So, TO-55 and T-55. Yeah, they've got the same gun, so they can provide quite a bit of firepower. And TO-55's got napalm. I am thinking we are going to get those to bring in on our landside push. No, we don't need any command. Cavalry, tank. Let's see, what did this is. We could bring in more DTS. Oh yeah. We'll get those at hardened because the extra 10 points for the vehicles is going to stack up. And the reason why I'm focusing entirely on vehicles, if you're wondering, is because we have 38 highly elite trained infantry that can be brought in through helicopters, especially with QWs. So with that, hang on, we could bring HQ7s. Problem is we won't be able to get the supply. But HQ7s. But islands. HQ7 or but we can already get to the islands because we have aircraft. Okay. HQ7s are going to be landing on the beaches. I convinced myself HQ7s are the way to go. An argument could be made that I could actually forgo this and bring in a Silverraptor. Silverraptors are pretty good. Could take out one of the cards here for that. Maybe the TO-55. Doesn't bring too much. I only got that because a bit of armored vehicle support and napalm never hurt anybody except the enemy. But not enough. I think, yeah, we're going to do Silverraptor. I'm just trying to think about points, but, yeah. We need the Silverraptor to go with our 2 hardened Jangus and our hardened Nanushka that doesn't show up because it's not selected. Make that easy to find. What? What? Where is it? Where is our... Where is it? Is it an escort ship? Oh, it's classified as an escort. Okay. Learn something new every day. Nanushka goes there. Muna don't have supply. You know what? Screw this. No, not screw this. Ship supply. Muna there. Now we select all. so I don't forget the place of everything. This goes there. HQ7 goes there. VTS, we're going to get 16 of those to land on the beaches. And this is our Red Dragon Marines deck. Haven't actually played with sea lanes for quite a while, except in 10v10s occasionally. Would be quite fun to do, especially with this deck again. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any other deck ideas, please comment down in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys want me to make, and I'll see you all in the next episode.